First, the top news headlines. 6 more bodies recovered from landslide debris at Tupulyat railway construction camp. Death toll mounts to 27. Indigenous Peoples Forum IPF Manipur to draft Indigenous Peoples Bill. Child succumbs to dengue at Moree Town, 18 persons test positive. Hello and a very good evening. You're watching the MAMI TV English News Bulletin. I'm ALBINA RIAMEI. 6 more bodies were recovered this morning from amidst the debris in the massive landslide at Tupulyat railway construction camp at Marangjing Part 5 in Nonit district, mounting the death toll to 27. According to media reports, over 400 personnel of State Disaster Response Force, Assam Rifles, CRPF and Manipur Fire Service continued the search and rescue operation at the site since early morning. Local residents of the villages also extended assistance in the search and rescue work. The rescue work was reportedly halted for some time due to rains. The rains triggered partial landslides, hindering the rescue work. The bodies recovered today were of 5 personnel of territorial and a laborer of railway construction work. So far, the death toll due to the landslide has reached 27, while 38 others are still missing. Meanwhile, DC Nonit district, Haulian Lal Guite has advised the general public living in low-lying areas of the village to take precautions to ensure they do not come out near EJ River, as the flow of the river has been obstructed by debris from the landslide, to evacuate if possible. President of Indigenous Peoples Forum IPF Manipur, Ashang Kasar, has stated that the forum will draft Indigenous Peoples Bill for the benefit of indigenous of Manipur and will urge the government to introduce the bill in the Manipur Legislative Assembly. He also said that a conclave will be held in August before the drafting of the bill. Ashang Kasar was addressing media persons at a press meet at Manipur Press Club today. He said that the objective of IPF is to bring economic reform for the benefit of the indigenous people, stating that the idea of freedom, be it social or political freedom, is directly or indirectly related to economic foundation. He called upon the people of the state to work hard and give the best to attain absolute economic independence. He said this economic freedom can be achieved by cultivating varieties of fruits, vegetables and grains in the state so as to ensure the state does not import food from other states to help boost the state's economy. With this objective, IPF had distributed thousands of fruits and tree saplings in hill areas and had organized workshops and seminars on many occasions, Asan Kasar said.
Okay, Manipur Lairiba Indigenous People Community, Indigenous People Singse. Okay, me top singna natraga mapandegi divide and rule policies hanaraga. Okay, Indigenous People masingdi nungsinna handaba. Okay, marakta aramba thinaraga jingthanaba. Aduga ashoy arang lairasu. Okay, family amatane Indigenous People ni haina. Chumtholaga afaba semkatbagi wakhalon thamdabida. Amaga ama okay masinse. Adum counter toneraga akoi jail da bwa hapa natraga kari akoi counter tonaba mayam se akoi Manipur da leriba indigenous people amma oina akoi wakham da nuaike madugi tamakta indigenous people forum na masigumba step se local libani indigenous people forum Manipur indigenous community sing mayam se di thaina ipai pu sindigi nungsi chana na leirak panena akoi amaka nungsi chana badu laininga indigenous people forum Manipur na thaba togani.
A child of Tonglang village under Moree subdivision in Tengnoupal district succumbed to vector-borne disease dengue, while 18 others have been confirmed positive. Fogging and necessary measures have been put in place at Moree town after the child succumbed to the disease. The 9-year-old child hailing from T Tonglang village was found positive of dengue on June 17 and died at RIAMEI. Subsequently, a team of RIAMEI and district malaria officer DMO Tengnoupal district visited Moree on June 24 and 25 and collected 77 blood samples from Chuangpai, T Donglang, Di Kongnampai and Chanao villages and carried out fogging and intensive surveillance. When the blood samples were tested at RIAMEI, 21 were found to be equivocal, 13 negative and 18 positive for dengue. The result confirmed that 11 residents of Chuangphai and 5 of Ti Tonglang village have contracted dengue. 1 resident each of Konomphai and Chanao villages also tested positive for the disease. Accordingly, the MO Technopal, Dr. Mani Bhushan, informed Chief of Ti Tonglang village on Kosai Baite to take up necessary precautionary measure to prevent further spread of the disease in and around the village. Trainees and resource persons taking part in a month-long theatre workshop on Moirang Perba being held at the Iboyaima Sumang Lila Sanglant, jointly organized by Manipur State Sumang Lila Council and Theatre Mirror today, expressed condolence over the death of a large number of people in the tragic landslide at Tupul. President of Manipur State Cooperative Union, L. Tompisak, Camp Director Saurabham Hemanta and Padmashri Nabawarepa were the presidium members at the condolence program. Speaking about the tragic landslide, Nabawarepa said, as soon as the news was received, the trainees participating in the workshop ceased a day's work yesterday. For the artists, when the state suffers, they must share the grief, and when the state is jubilant, the artists can celebrate. During the pandemic, when the vaccination drive against coronavirus started, the artists brought out a Shumang Lila title, Kaidobe Kiduino, with an awareness message to the people to get vaccinated without any fear, Nabawarepa said. The artists are taking equal responsibility for any happening in the society, he added. Camp Director of the workshop, Saurabham Hemanta, said even the Manipur State Kala Academy, Imphal, postponed awards presentation ceremony to pay respects to the departed souls of the landslide victims. The artists feel really satisfied that Chief Minister N. Biren himself went to the landslide affected area and took stock of the search and rescue operation. The program was held for the artists to express heartfelt sorrow over the unprecedented death of so many people and pray for the departed souls to rest in peace in the heavenly abode, Hemanta said, adding that the artists live and work for the state and people.
Punshi yawgiri ba participants oja guru si kumna magna adu gala thiraba thogo adu madugi da wanta awa kungo kuchabugi ase thamoi gi mapa amatang tamna gi tanja lojena gi da wanta asigumba awa kungo gi ni ba se patu handak kitab ko mapani numidang da thoki ba thogo na ayu angan da bi gi thogo awa mayam kunmuki angpani tina nuaite aduna adu nuaite dura maram morka da koi tang trama padagi sata ta ujariba sumang lagi adu orang program tradition pangtokwa theater tradition pangtoiba workshop se tham sata da se narangi simde koi pangko gumji hai patanga kalakar singi mama sata singi mama papuna.
Union Minister of State for Education Dr. Subhas Sarkar will arrive at Imphal today on a 2-day visit. Soon after his arrival, the Union Minister will attend a review meeting with Vice Chancellor of Manipur University and other officials. He will also interact with students during his visit. Later, the Minister will attend to Disha meeting to be held at DC office, Imphal West. An interaction program with beneficiaries of central government schemes will also be held. Secretary of Poiraupat Local Farmers Development Cooperative Society Limited PLFDCSL Khulem Tomcho has warned of imposing 48-hour total shutdown in Andhra Assembly constituency if fertilizers are not distributed by July 5. Tomcho was speaking to media persons at a sit-in stage at the playground of United Muslim Organization at Yairipok Tulihal today. Various placards demanding distribution of fertilizers were displayed at the sit-in. Tomcho lamented that farmers of PLFDCSL have not received even a single bag of fertilizer this year. Farmers of Poiraupat had on June 26 urged the government to distribute fertilizers on the occasion of the dredging work of Poiraupat Canal. He added that total shutdown will be imposed in the constituency from 6 a.m. of July 6 if fertilizers are not distributed by July 6. However, essential service, healthcare services and other religious ceremonies will be exempted from the purview of the shutdown, Tomcho said.
mamang chahi khuding makta Imphal iski deoda har yen ba mikup tumak live tawraga aikoi thadok charga deo masa khangna khoi har yeleba leibirangoni deso masa da akoina live tawraga thagiba hawjuk ba khoi phone da yawi asumai thamoi sengna akoi hona jabase hawjuk phawba har pidri har aikoi gi porokpar farmers da har yawraktri aikoi gi societies gi member am tana har big am ta phangdri maram aduna day 6 phawgi manungda haibadi 5 phawsida har pibi draba day 6 ki ayuktagi tang nipangi numidang phawba andro kendragi porokpar farmer development cooperative society gi farmer chahunga marphu leibasina toten shutdown haibase aikoi laukthokchari
lau dami da har dami ge wakan dami da har
Spokesperson of Union of Kabul Civil Society Organization Ningthaujam Ranabir drew the attention of Chief Minister N. Birain to set up Ethnic Heritage Park at Kabul Lamjau and not elsewhere, whereas the people of Kabul have been taking active role in protecting Sangai for a long time. He was speaking at a press meet held at Ima Pawoibi Community Hall at Kabul Mayai Lekha yesterday. The press meet was jointly organized by Sangai Protection Forum Kabul Lamjau, Mayrapaibi Apunba Loop Kabul Sagrab and 7 clubs from Kabul Sagram to Chandpur. Speaking further, Ranabir said the people in the surrounding areas of Kabul Lamjau National Park have been facing a lot of hardships after the park was declared as national park as they were restricted from carrying out any cultivation in the area. Besides, people of the area have been taking immense role in protecting Sangai with the hope that Sangai will one day identify Kabul Lamjau to the world. As such, he appealed to the Chief Minister to set up Ethnic Heritage Park at Kabul.
Honorable Shem Saibna, Lamdam Masida, Lajariba Praza, Matam Queen of the Mangra Pamanglan, Sangai Sibukan Basinam Eraga, no Madi Tongan Tongan Baleva, I could be succumbed to the guy Kunabri Haina, Manger Pamangla, Asidadi, Mang Pauna and Buhadina, Takulazariba Shem Sakim from the Lukna, Haijeri.
Rongmei civil society organizations have extended their condolences to the families of victims of the tragic Tupul railway yard landslide on June 29. A joint press release from RNCM, RNLPM and RNSOM said, upon receiving the information of the tragic incident, volunteers of Rongmei CSOs rushed to the landslide area and helped in the rescue operation. The CSOs also appealed to people of different communities in the state to help one another during such dire situation. They further urged the government and authorities concerned to take up necessary steps in time to prevent such disaster in future. Now we have a short commercial break. Stay tuned for more updates.
Welcome to Manipur International University. Admission opened for undergraduate program. MIU is an UGC recognized. MIU has a team of highly qualified and experienced faculty manning various departments that are equipped with advanced computer lab, smart classrooms and oriental library. They also provide attractive scholarships and offered unique courses. Classes will be starting from August 2022. Manipur International University, Gari Awang Lekai, near HRD Academy. Helpline numbers 889-978-8788. Manipur International University, success guaranteed.
Nahak pukning wakal gi anaba leibra drug addiction amadi mental disorder treatment gidamak adom karigi wari Manipur da ihan hanbo oina rehabilitation and child care center inkalakliba nahasingita oiba experienced leraba doctors amadi clinical psychologists singna layengjari experts singna counseling piba 24/7 CCTV camera da monitor tawduna kupna senaba morning yoga, healthy diets, weekly health checkup, intensive daily routine. Awaba kayadagi ngakthoknaba leijare Yaipokpa Rehabilitation and Child Care Center, Kwakaitel Akham Likai. Adongi mathau tarabadi nakamda pijariba contact number asida pau faubirau.
HIV haibasi lambi mari khaktada miyoy amadagi amada sindui
HIV positive oiba mama mapadagi machada
sakhangdaba miyoy singa kondom yaudana yuman mari thamba matamda HIV sandui
mi amaga yatum siren waiduna sizinabada HIV sandui
ana layengda ikapa matamda HIV test tobada ikapla badi HIV sandui
Chang naina amadi niyom chumna kondom sijanabana HIV dagi ngakthokpam.
Sexual transmitted infection STI.
Haibadi pinungi laina dagi sungar thokpangami.
Aduga angang pamdrabadi kondom sijinabiyo.
HIV haiba virus asina mipung khudingmakta sokhali.
Masigi namkhai leite chahi laining kanglup natraga nupa nupi angang khaidi.
Masina mi amadagi amada mathang sendokpa ngami.
Aina dombu singnari HIV test tongnabagidamakta. Aina dombu singnari kondom sijinabagidamakta.
Aina dombu singnari nasabu HIV dai kanjanaba. HIV AIDS ki maramda hena kupa moron khangnabagi damak.
AIDS toll free number 1097 da phone tobi.
English Hindi natraga Manipuri de wari saba yagani.
Nako AIDS app su download tobiu amadi sijinabiu.
Welcome back. Congress Scion Rahul Gandhi today took a dig at Prime Minister Narendra Modi's remark against MG and REGA in the Lok Sabha back in 2015. He said that he was shocked to hear Prime Minister Modi call the scheme a living monument of the failures of the UPA. It made him realize that the PM actually had not understood the depth of MG and REGA. While he was addressing the MG and REGA workers' meet at Koliyadi in Sultan Batheri in Wayanad district, Rahul Gandhi said Prime Minister Modi had not understood that MG and REGA has forever transformed the Indian labour market. He had not understood that it was for millions and millions of Indian people the last resort and huge protection. Gandhi noted that Prime Minister called it a drain on the exchequer and dole for poor people. Speaking about the scheme, he said before MG and REGA, there used to be a minimum wage, but no one was bothered about that wage. So it provided a floor below which nobody would be asked to work. He added that the other part of MG and REGA was that we should use people to build infrastructure, and the idea was to build India with dignity. So it was designed to protect people, and in no way it was a dole or charity. In addition to this, Rahul Gandhi said that the central government must seriously consider increasing the number of days of employment under the MG and REGA scheme from 100 to 200 days and a hike in wages too. Telangana's capital Hyderabad is holding two massive shows of strength today, while the BJP is holding its two national executive meeting to be attended by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The ruling Telangana Rashtra Samiti (TRS) has organized a rally in support of Yashwant Sinha, the opposition's candidate for the presidential polls. Yashwant Sinha received by TRS President and Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao at the Begumpet airport just a couple of hours before the Prime Minister lands at the same airport. K. Chandrasekhar Rao and Sinha will then lead a bike rally from the airport to Jal Vihar, where a meeting has been organized in support of Sinha's candidature. On the roads of the city, a poster war has broken out, while the BJP has put up cutouts and banners showcasing the achievements of the centre. The TRS has put up posters featuring KCR and Yashwant Sinha. This is the third time in 6 months that Mr. Rao has kept the protocol of receiving a visiting Prime Minister. The two-day BJP National Executive Meeting, the first physical meeting of the party's key decision-making body outside the national capital after a gap of 5 years, will be attended by BJP National President JP Nadda, Home Minister Amit Shah, Chief Minister of 19 states and other BJP senior leaders. On Sunday afternoon, the Prime Minister will address a public rally at the parade grounds in Hyderabad. The flood situation in Assam remained grim as 14 more deaths, including 6 children, were reported in the past 24 hours, and over 29.70 lakh people in 30 districts were affected by the deluge. With this, the toll from this year's floods and landslide has gone up to 173. 6 people lost their lives in Kasar, followed by 3 in Nagaon and 2 in Barpeta, while Karimganj, Kokrajhar and Lakhimpur districts recorded 1 death each. On the other hand, a total of 2,450 villages are underwater and more than 63,314 hectares of crop areas are inundated. The worst affected is Kasar, where over 14.04 lakh people have been affected by the deluge, followed by Nagaon with more than 4.32 lakh people still suffering due to the crisis brought to their lives by the devastating floods. Meanwhile, authorities are running 894 relief camps and distribution centers in 23 districts, whereas many as 3.03 lakh people are currently taking shelter. Due to the impact of the flood waters, many houses, roads, embankments and bridges have been damaged across the affected districts of the state. Russia flattened part of an apartment building while residents slept on Friday in missile attacks near Ukraine's port of Odessa that authorities said killed at least 21 people hours after Russian troops abandoned the Black Sea outpost of Snake Island. Residents in the resort village of Serhivka helped workers pick through the rubble of the 9-story apartment block, a section of which had been destroyed in the early morning strike. Walls and windows of a neighboring 14-story apartment block were damaged by the blast wave. Nearby holiday camps were also hit. Serhiy Brachuk, spokesman for the Odessa Regional Administration, said 21 people had been confirmed killed, including a 12-year-old boy. Among the fatalities was an employee of the Children's Rehabilitation Center set up by Ukraine neighbor Moldova in the resort. The regional governor said the missiles had been fired from the direction of the Black Sea. The Kremlin denied targeting civilians. Before we end the bulletin, let's look at the top news headlines once again. Six more bodies recovered from landslide debris at Tupulyat railway construction camp. That toll amounts to 27. Indigenous Peoples Forum, IPF Manipur to draft Indigenous Peoples Bill. Child succumbs to dengue at Moree town, 18 persons test positive. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us. Have a great evening.